Hey y'all, so I started a secondary clan that I thought would be more private, personal, whatever you want to say, and keep TigerClan specifically for this Warriors fan channel specific thing. Well, I had too much fun with this. So instead, now there is KelpieClan who lives on the beach. I've only played with them up until 10 moons in, so it hasn't been too long just yet, but a lot has already happened. The leader, Shadowstar, is in fact an elder, which, whatever. However, relatively early on, Shadowstar began feeling like he was going crazy. One moon later, Shadowstar is working on battle plans, while a young, potentially eventually villainous, but beautiful warrior, Lightstripe, is experiencing a sense of dread. The generator assigned StarClan cat is named Greenpelt, and from the very beginning, he has a bias against Shadowstar. Well, maybe not against, it's more neutral, but he's definitely more in favor of a tomcat named Stagpelt. Greenpelt, interestingly enough, isn't necessarily a fan, but not necessarily against the current deputy Bayholly, and Bayholly is also Stagleap's mate. It is interesting to note that from the start, various cats in the clan were divided on whether they strongly preferred Shadowstar or Stagpelt. Another fun thing to pay attention to is that the clan was also a bit divided from the get-go on Lightstripe, and she was mostly hated in the start, especially. At this point, she has a few friends. It seems some still really dislike her, including Greenpelt, who's actually a girl. I only just noticed while recording this. It is what it is. Sorry, Greenpelt. Within the first 2 moons as well, something happened with Palepaw, the pretty calico. She was Stagpelt's apprentice, but she confided in him on a patrol that was just the two of them that she had a message from StarClan or something like that. So she was moved to become the medicine cat apprentice. Also works because our medicine cat was a senior. By the 3rd moon, Stagpelt and Bayholly had the first litter for the clan. These are 2 she kittens. Their daughters' names are Flame Kit and Freckle Kit, and I also saw a lot of Stagpelt being involved with doing nursery things and things with the kits as well. The nursery grew really quickly because between finding random kits while on patrol and having a queen from another clan ditch her litter on us, we ended up with a bunch of kits. There's also a lot of female cats in this clan for some reason, and not enough males, it seems. At one point, I debated changing Stagpelt's mate to Lightstripe because of how much they seem to get along, but then I looked at Bayholly and saw that she seems to freaking adore her mate, her tomcat. So I decided to leave Stagpelt and Bayholly as they are, especially because they have a litter. A bit before the sisters were apprenticed, a former kitty pet came into the clan. His name is Ivy Ears. First, he seemed to not be making any sort of relationships with the other cats. However, when it finally started happening, I noticed a lot of the cats he was interacting with and had positive relationship bars with were the youngest cats, whether they be kits or apprentices, so he's a bit of a creeper. It's actually quite disappointing because I was really hoping to pair him with a warrior she-cat who he could then help provide more offspring for the clan with, especially tom kittens, because we're really lacking the boys. I do find it interesting to note that of the younger cats, it seems he never really took to Freckle Kit, Frecklepaw, which good for her, but also looking at her sister, Flame Kit, Flamepaw, she always was much more popular. Miss Flame Kit, Flamepaw, she's very popular. A lot of her clan mates really like her, it seems, and that happened very early on when she was still in the nursery as well. This gives the sisters a dynamic of the bubbly, outgoing, popular sister and the more quiet, reserved, behind the scenes sister who less maybe notice, even though they know she exists, of course. It's similar to perhaps Squirrelpaw, Leafpaw, Squirrelflight, Leafpool. At the 10 moons point is where I saw several things that I feel were noteworthy. Leader and deputy seem to have gotten into an argument. A couple apprentices seem to be having issues with the older medicine cat Nectar Speck. She is the medicine cat who trained the calico apprentice Paleheart, who is also currently a medicine cat for KelpieClan. Ivy Ears apparently got into it with Antslip, who is a senior warrior and mate to the leader Shadowstar. I like to think that she let him have it a bit because how he's been kind of creepish. We also see some complaints about Flamepaw, ranging from Antslip being annoyed at her to Stagpelt wishing that she'd take her duties more seriously. I found the note about Stagpelt and his daughter Flamepaw hilarious because from the very first moon of her apprenticeship, he was already frustrated that she was not being serious enough. I don't know if Vayhali, her mentor, as well as mother, was just taking it too easy on her, or if this is just Flamepaw's personality. Funnily enough, this does give vibes of Firestar and Squirrelpaw. Another thing I want to talk about in terms of KelpieClan and the cats within it and the potential plots unfolding is Lightstripe and Hedgetail, formerly Hedgepaw. As the playthrough was happening, they started spending more and more time together. There's also this interesting thing where it seemed that Hedgetail never liked her mentor, who is the leader of the clan, mind you, Shadowstar himself. And Shadowstar himself is one of the cats who has never really been a fan of Lightstripe. When I picked Lightstripe for the clan, the only trait that she had was vengeful, which is interesting, especially seeing how different factions seem to quickly form from the very start. Lightstripe and Hedgetail end up very close to the point where Lightstripe has some feelings going on for Hedgetail, which is fine, although to be honest, I would have preferred to have Paleheart and Lightstripe together, but it's fine. And I know I could have made that happen, but I'm playing this in a way that is somewhat hands-off or trying to be a bit more quote-unquote organic, I suppose you could say. So I put Lightstripe, Hedgetail, and Lightstripe's apprentice Newtpaw on a patrol together. They went out. Hedgetail nearly ate some deathberries, so fantastic. Luckily, it says the cats, but we're just gonna say it was Lightstripe who saved the day. Another interesting dynamic between Lightstripe and Hedgetail is that the StarClan cat very much prefers Hedgetail to Lightstripe. As we know, there's tensions, factions, whatever going on. Well, at this point, when we see Lightstripe and Hedgetail getting close, Hedgetail is kind of going from a regular, happy, outgoing warrior to sharpening her claws, and Lightstripe, meanwhile, is questioning life choices. I like to think it's a matter of, should I be a villain? Do I have evil intentions? Or should I be a good cat in the clan because Hedgetail? And the last little piece I'll touch on is that Coastpaw, who was the kit that was found on a patrol and brought back to camp, tries to convince another apprentice, Mothpaw, to run away with her, which is kind of adorable, but apparently he turned her down, and also he seems to have quite the affinity for Miss Flamepaw, of course. And for the first 10 moons of the clan, that's where we are at. I suppose I will give an update on this clan if people are interested. Maybe we'll even make a separate story trying to tie it in with TigerClan up in the mountain as well. Who knows? Time will tell. We'll see. I'm very late to the clan gen trend, but I'm very glad I finally got on it, as it's been a lot of addictive fun so far. KelpieClan, TigerClan, all this fan fiction fun. We'll see where it goes.